As some of you may know, this is my second shot at doing a YouTube channel. Okay, the first one didn't go as planned because I didn't have the proper equipment and I was very insecure. I didn't like my voice and I didn't like how I looked, and I didn't like how I looked in the camera. So I just gave up on that. But someone is giving me the best advice and helping me out. So I'm gonna take another shot. And one of the things I struggled with is how I look, how people saw me, and the things that made me me. So I'm here to boost light onto those who talk down on themselves, who don't see themselves as something that they can look forward to or to be around. So this YouTube channel is going to be a mix of different things. It's going to be things that I do, some customizations on shoes and clothing that I make, and just to spread hope, positivity, and moral gratitude. So if you say you like what I post, say you like my vibes, my enthusiasm, go ahead, subscribe, even comment. I'm open to suggestions and I would love the feedback. But for now, we're going to do a question and answer. So I'm having some people give me questions so that I can answer, and so we're going to be looking at those. And some of them might have a direct answer, some of them I might go deep into, but depends on the question. So here we go. Alright, what's up guys? This is my new YouTube channel, yay. And, well, my name is Jaden, right? So I'm 18 years old, and currently this coronavirus is taken away from my senior year, okay? So I'm making this YouTube channel to pass time. We'll see how it goes. It might not be good, it might be bad, but we're working, we're making time, and we're progressing, okay? We should all be doing that during this time, whether we are reading books, drawing, doing art, doing something we love, working, even they can say you're an essential person, whether we're working, whether we're drawing, painting, doing something creative, or just meditating, relaxing, doing home workouts, something to make our mind progress and to continue to grow. And so my shot at doing that is to be doing this YouTube channel, and you guys are going to be with me as we continue to go, as we continue to grow, as we continue to reach more people, and to boost some mindsets. So the first question that I was given was, what kind of person would you describe yourself to be? And that's a pretty complex question, but I'm going to give you a very rough side to it. So what kind of person would I describe myself to be? Me personally, I would say I'm stubborn. I have a hard time hearing the word no, because I've always been able to get what I want and receive what I want, whether my parents struggled for it or whether it was handed to me. So I'm very stubborn, and yeah. And to add on to that, me as a person, I will do whatever I can to help you, whether it's buy you food, whether it's give you a little bit of money, whether it's help you out with your homework, whether it's make sure that you are aware that you're not alone, whether it's spending my time trying to figure out what I can do to better myself to help you in your situation, whether it's me giving up my personal belongings to give you something that you can look forward to. And most of the time that hurts me in the end, because whether we like to hear it or not, no one is going to be there for us like we are for them. It's just the way it goes. We can do so much and we can get so much in return, but the level of effort, the amount of passion, the amount of compassion that we put into what we give for others and what we receive from them is never the same. So you can go above and beyond for someone else, but their above and beyond isn't the same as our above and beyond. The same way our eyes aren't their eyes, they don't see what we see. Their above and beyond is never going to be our above and beyond. So to them, our above and beyond is less than their above and beyond, and to us, our above and beyond is more than their above and beyond. So it's just what we genuinely feel and what we are capable of doing. So me, that's what I struggle with. Another thing that I would describe myself as is, well, there's a lot of things I could describe myself as, but I'm very insecure. Whether people see it or not, whether I post it or not, there's things that I'm insecure about. And I've been working on them, just like we all should be, because our insecurities make us who we are. If another person is talking down on us, is making us feel bad for what makes us, then we shouldn't be associating with that person, or we shouldn't be communicating with that person, because the energy they are feeding off to us clearly is negative. And if we feed ourselves negative energy, then that's what we're going to be giving on to others. Well, I'm at work, so I will finish this question later on, but yeah, stay tuned. So another question I was asked are, what are my plans for my future? Well, my plans for my future are pretty simple, pretty basic, but not even close to that. So in the next few months, I'm going to be going to college, right? So college has been a big thing for me, a big thing for my family, considering I've been accepted to 8 colleges, all with scholarships. So just finding the right one and picking the right one has been taking up my mind lately. So besides college, I want to become an interior designer, and with that type of knowledge and that type of education, I would like to start designing homes, and most of all, giving my parents the house of their dreams. See, we live in a house. We have, I think, about 4 rooms, but we're all cramped. There's my mom, my dad, and then my 5 brothers. So there's not that much room. So I want to be able to reconfigure my house so that my parents are comfortable. Because if you think about it, by the time I graduate college, my brothers will have graduated high school. If all goes well for them, they will also be in college too, or figuring out their college plan. And by that time, it'll just be my parents and my little brother. So I want to be able to graduate college and give back to everything that they gave me. And whether I'm able to do that like this, or like this, but that's one of my goals. Another thing is, since I'm adopted, along with my brothers and one of my sisters, I want to be a person to give children hope, whether it's by adopting my own kids, which I plan on adopting a boy and a girl, or it's being a child social worker, a child services worker, whatever you call it. I want to give them hope and tell them that I've been in their shoes and that they don't have to hide behind fear, hide behind anger, hide behind pain. It's something that we're always going to go through, it's something that we're always going to face. But we need to find ways to ease through it and figure out what we can do to overcome it. So one of my goals is to adopt a boy and a girl so that I can give them what I was given, a new life, an opportunity, and a chance to be something better. My brothers, my family, they have special needs. So I'm not the oldest, but in their mindsets, I'm the oldest. So it's a lot to deal with, being the one going to college, leaving my family for a good amount of time. So it's something that I'm going to have to struggle with, but it's something that I know that in the end will be a game changer. Something that I know I will have something to look forward to, and something that I know that I will be the role model to my brothers that they will need. Because they have special needs, so they can't work for themselves. They can't do this for themselves. They can't do that for themselves. So my mom is always going to be there. And my mom isn't young. My mom is 60 years old. So my mom, is going to reach the point where she's not going to be able to do everything that she was able to do for me, for them, for however long they may need it. So I want them, to live in comfort and to know that they will have a child that will be focused on making sure the kids are good. The kids are always in good care. And that's a lot to deal with, that's a lot to take care of. But I know I can do it. I'm a strong person and I'm capable. So another question I received was, who is my biggest inspiration and how have they affected me? My biggest inspiration, I would have to say by far, is my mom. My mom adopted 4 boys and 1 girl. So that right there shows a lot of strength and humility. Let alone does she do the most for us. She goes out every morning shopping, especially with this whole situation, whatever you call it. She wakes up at 6 o'clock every single morning to make sure my oldest brother gets his diabetes treatment or whatever, and then she wakes up at that time to not only do that, but to run out and run her errands, whether it be for the house, whether it be to go to work, whether it be to get stuff for the house, whether it to be for appointments. She is constantly up and out and about in the community. Then on top of that, she comes home, and as well with this whole Corona thing, comes straight home. She helps my brothers with their homework, with their schoolwork, with their online work, with their whatever you call it. And so she's out doing their work. She's helping them with their work, making sure they're learning, and that's a lot of struggle right there because I know I don't have the easiest time helping them. But then she goes and cleans the house. She's making sure the house is disinfected, is clean, washing clothes, folding clothes, barely having time for herself. So when my dad doesn't cook, she'll cook dinner. She preps dinner, she feeds us, she serves us, she makes sure the kitchen's clean, and then she finally goes to rest and relax in her room. But that doesn't end right there. She's making sure that we're okay. My brothers come in, she's giving them the attention that they need. And she's always up and at it and ready. So not only because of that, but because she does what she can even if she can't. She struggles. I know she struggles, and I know she's not happy given certain situations. But she doesn't keep that smile off her face. So that's why she's my biggest inspiration. I'm not done yet, but I'll be back. I gotta go back to work. So another question that I got was, how do I maintain a same life with family, school, and work before this whole quarantine thing happened? And honestly, my answer to that is I just had a flow of everything. I just managed things how I felt like they needed to be managed, and I never really dealt with anxiety, with stress, with anything of that matter. So honestly, everything was just naturally normal for me. So my answer to that question would be I just let everything be. Whether it was school, I've always been good with school. That used to be my go-to place. But now, it's not. I deal with stress with school, with friends, with family, and I really don't have, a safe space. Jesus Christ, I can't open this stupid toilet paper. And so, I couldn't answer that question for you, with a sincere answer. But my advice would be just live every day as if it were your last. I know, that's kind of corny, but it's true. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know who's behind you, who's next to you, who's in front of you, who's next. Everything is a question on its own, and that's what people don't really realize. I'm getting tired of this toilet paper. I can't do that. No, I can't open this toilet paper thing. I'm pressing it, but nothing's happening. Never mind, I got it. I just have to press really hard. Probably. Well, yeah, okay, so I finished the toilet paper, so I will be back. Don't run away. We got work. Okay, so another question I got was, what's my definition of successful? My definition of successful is when you feel accomplished. When you feel like you've just achieved the most amazing thing ever in your life. My definition of successful is when you're able to give back everything you've gotten and still have stuff left over. And also when you feel like everything is going good in your life. Not just necessarily happy, but when you feel like everything you've worked for and everything you've done to get there has paid off and it's still paying off. There's never no end to being successful. Successful is a long road ahead. Jesus, man. And so, definition of successful is very broad. It can be anything you want and more. It never ends. Success is a journey to live.